theory that we talked before นะครับ I talk about the I talk about the application security that we need to have. Apart from that one นะครับ in terms of file security you also need to check นะครับ the security level as well นะครับ especially for the permissions of the files that you need to have whether that user can read นะครับ can write นะครับ can execute นะครับ or can read and write นะครับ or can execute only นะครับ you have to set up the security the next one นะครับ whether that users can read a directory or write a directory or not นะครับ so in this one we normally don't set it up for the individual user นะครับ but we set it up as the group of users and then we assign the users to that group นะครับ after that we talk about the privilege user security นะครับ when you set up the user security นะครับ you have to just be careful about the privilege escalation attack นะครับ that might be possible นะครับ identity management นะครับ you have to just like check for the identity of the users when they just like log in into the systems. So right now we don't use just like user ID and password anymore, but you may have to use like other ways in order to identify the users and authenticate them as well. For example, apart from the user's ID and password, you may have to use fingerprint scanner to let them to make sure that it's the correct person, is that the real person, and also password protection นะครับ how are you going to protect it? For example, you may force the users to change the password every 60 days. If they don't change, you don't allow them to enter the system automatically. So they have to be in the password changing page all the time if they don't change. Or for example, นะครับ you may just say that okay, if you set it up as 60 days, you may say that okay, around a week before 60 days, that means from day 53 นะครับto days 59 you just have a warning นะครับ a nice warning to let them know first that okay, on next week นะครับ you have to change your password นะครับ otherwise you can't enter to the system นะครับ you just show the warning message like this and on the day 60 that one is the day that you force them to change. Social engineering is the way that sometimes some hackers นะครับ or some people just trick other people in order to just let to give the password นะครับ or user ID and password to other people. For example, if the users receive an email and say that because right now the system is hacked นะครับ so we are upgrading the systems, please give us your user ID and password so that we can just fix it and we will send the new user ID and password to you. This one นะครับ this is social engineering. They try to trick your users to give them the user ID and password นะครับ the next one for the user security, sometimes user just like resist to the new technology นะครับ to the new technology like this. You can see that if you have a look in here นะครับ many years ago if you give this kind of gadget นะครับ or technological stuff to like the users, they may resist to use it. For example, you can see that this one นะครับ this one is just like the security code นะครับ on the screen. Now it's replaced by two-factor authentication. It uses the same concept นะครับ that means when you put user ID and password, you also have to put the code into the text box as well because this one นะครับ the text will be generated according to the time and according to the hash function that they have. If you just like see the message นะครับ on this screen and you just like talk to your colleagues นะครับ without just entering the data, then I mean like 5 minutes later on you enter this data นะครับ and then you just press enter to log in. It might be just like unusable because it's time out already นะครับ when the time goes by, let's say every 1 or 2 minutes, these numbers will be updated นะครับ and also you see the flash drive here. It might be the security, for example, for the information. For example, if you have um, the cryptocurrency account, you may use this kind of lock นะครับ in order to be the safe wallet for you and also to lock your account. If you have to just enter some websites and you have to log in, you need to plug in this USB drive into that computer too นะครับ so that it will be verified and then unlock your account and you can use it นะครับ also the card นะครับ with the CPU inside นะครับ or the smart card in here นะครับ instead of having just like the magnetic stripe card in the past. When let's think about the ATM card right now. All the ATM cards also have like the chip นะครับ in the card as well, because it just like have some secure information of you in there as well. And I mean, like if you just like use the basic reader to read, you cannot unlock the information inside. So that's why right now the banks usually have this kind of the chip card. And after that, we talk about the backup. The backup is important because whenever we need to have the system and we have the data inside, just the software itself you can install anytime, but for the data you can't. So that's why you need to have the backup and disaster recovery as well. For the backup, you need to know that we have the standard backup policy that we have to think about. I'll talk about in the next slide. And the backup media, how do you gonna back up your data? What media do you gonna use? Do you use the backup tape, or you gonna back up it on the cloud? Some of the companies still back up in the DVD drive or Blu-ray drive. And rotation schedule, when do you gonna have the backup and how do you gonna rotate it? And backup for offsite backup. Offsite backup is backing up in another place that is not the site that you keep the server. For example, the bank. All the bank must have the offsite backup. For example, if there is the disaster or if there is a fire in that building, if you back up in the same building, everything is gone. So that means you may have to just like put it in the same city, or some large company, they have the backup in different country. And what is the retention period that you have to use for the backup? So this one is a thing that you have to do. The next thing, this is the backup policy and the backup type that you have. We have full backup, differential backup, incremental backup, and continuous backup. For the full backup, you back up everything for all files. But this kind of backup is the slowest one and it takes more time and more cost. It takes more storage. But you have to do anyway for the full backup like this. You may do it monthly or you may do it weekly. You don't do it every day. While the differential backup differential backup will back up only the files that are changed or that are new. We don't back up everything. When we have the full version, the full backup already, let's say on the day after we have the full backup, there may be like 5 more transactions happen. Then you just back up those 5 transactions only. This one is faster than full backup and requires less storage space. When you want to restore the data, you just like do it in 2 steps by using last full backup plus the last updated differential backup just that. In terms of incremental backup, we back up only the files that are new and changed since the last backup of any kind. This is the fastest backup and require least storage space. This one we do it daily or more often as we have. For example, every time that somebody do the backing up. The next thing is continuous backup. This one is real-time streaming method that records all system activities. That means if anyone นะครับ or if anything happened, we back up immediately. For example, if there is a sales transaction recorded now, then we back up that one as well. So this one is very expensive because you have every single actions that the users did นะครับ It requires hardware, software, network capacity is very expensive, and recovery is fast because system can be restored immediately just before the interruption. For example, if now I have one sales transaction, I save it in the system, and then the continuous backup works, and then it's back out. After the electricity comes back, I recover immediately from the last one that I had the sales transaction in there นะครับ but in this one, for the continuous backup, we usually only use by large firms and network-based system นะครับ After that, when we talk about business continuity issues นะครับ the things that you have to think about is test plan นะครับ Once you have the backup, you also need to have the test plan as well for your backup นะครับ business continuity plan นะครับ if there's something wrong, how can the system be just like restart once again? Hot sites and data replication นะครับ hot site means that I mean like you can just like work anywhere, and I mean like for example, if you would like to set up or change the office into another place, the backup can be done automatically and immediately. And data replication means that whenever you have the news, the data to be just like stored in some place, and you would like to just like have that new set of the data to be just like replicate immediately, how can we do that? The next one is system obsolescence นะครับ when the time goes by นะครับ at some point every system becomes obsolete. System operation and support continues until you have a new system นะครับ At some point, in system operational life นะครับ maintenance costs will be increasing นะครับ Users begin to ask more features, more capability of the system. The new system will be submitted, and the SDLC will begin again นะครับ And in this one, we said that okay, for the challenges นะครับ for the future and opportunities, the prediction is that the highest priority will be safety and security of corporate operations, environmental concerns, and bottom line TCO. Try to use or try to have the system that is as cheap as you can on that information system นะครับ Gartner is a leading IT consulting firms in the world นะครับ that is famous for forecasting industry trends. The author named Randall Strauss, he noted that enormous amount of energy needed to drive cloud computing, including Google servers, has raised serious environmental concerns นะครับ because right now almost everyone needs to just like keep their information in the cloud นะครับ and strategic planning for IT professional นะครับ we work backward from long-term goals นะครับ You can develop intermediate milestones and begin to manage your career just as you would manage an IT project. And planning a career is not unlike planting a tree that takes several years to reach certain height นะครับ For IT credential and certification right now, it is the opportunities นะครับ for you as well, because there are many credentials and many certification that you can obtain นะครับ like from Microsoft, from Cisco, and from many other IT industry leaders นะครับ like Cisco, Novo, Oracle, Sun Microsystem นะครับ and lastly นะครับ for critical thinking skills นะครับ like soft skills that right now นะครับ most of the employers in the world, they need their employees to have the soft skills นะครับ Certiport Inc.นะครับ and educational testing services or ETS นะครับ who just like are the owner of TOEFL นะครับ they introduced the critical thinking certification exam นะครับ so in this one นะครับ individual and team based exercises can help strengthen the critical thinking skills นะครับ so that means in the future when you have to go to work นะครับ two things that you have to know is that firstly if possible try to have the certification if possible นะครับ second one นะครับ we have to just like practice. I mean, like in this case, you can see that for the critical thinking certification exam is like interesting as well. If possible, you should just like try about it. Okay, and that's all for this part. That is the maintenance of our information system. So in this one, we finished this module already. Actually, I still have something to tell you นะครับ because I was absent for 2 classes นะครับ including last Thursday's class. So that makes, because of the sickness, so that makes like the time to be shifted a bit นะครับ I still have like 1 module left นะครับ that is module number 10. And it's also important because it's the project management. It will be useful in the future if you have to just do it in your senior project. If you have to just like work on any kind of projects, including your internship, including your cooperative operation, cooperative education, you can use this project management. It's very useful. So that's why I need to have it. So can I schedule like this? So on Thursday นะครับ I need to have that lecture. I need to have that lecture on the project management, and if possible นะครับ there might be like some instructors นะครับ just come to observe our class as well. Sorry to just like let you have the short notice นะครับ about this. And then we will have the makeup class for the term project presentation นะครับ so class because as far as I check from our last makeup class I found that we had makeup class on Saturday นะครับ at 10 to 12 I'm sorry not 10 to 12 12 to 2 at 12 to 2 นะครับ is it possible to have that makeup class time 12 to 2 o'clock on Saturday? I will book the time นะครับ for us on 10 นะครับ to 4 o'clock just in case that some of you have class นะครับ on 12 to 2 นะครับ it's online ครับนภัส because right now Pai is still in Myanmar, right? Pai, are you in Myanmar now? Hello, Pai, are you here, Pai? Okay, Pai can't be in Thailand, so I'll set it up as the Zoom ครับ as a Zoom นะครับ is it compulsory to attend the class? I recommend you to join the class นะครับ if possible so that you can hear like other teams presentation. But if you really can't come นะครับ you just like present your work นะครับ and you may leave. Maylin ครับ what time ครับ Maylin that you have class for project presentation ครับ Maylin? Oh, 6 hours class. Oh, very long นะครับ so anybody else have like the class at the same time? I understand, Maylin. So that means just Maylin and Fang only, right? Who have to go. Maylin, what is the subject name? Human evolution. Okay. So for Maylin นะครับ we will schedule the presentation outside this one นะครับ but for other teams นะครับ for other teams please term project 3 okay I'll tell you later อธิวัฒน์ so apart from Maylin's team นะครับ other teams please come to present นะครับ on Saturday นะครับ from 12 o'clock นะครับ I'll schedule the slot of time, and then you set up the time by yourself, which time that you would like to present นะครับ and what do we have to present นะครับ presentation is not only for term project assignment 3 ครับ but you have to start from project assignment 1, 2 and 3 so you start from the overview of the company นะครับ and followed by the DFD นะครับ and the diagram to the system that you suggest this company to have and then you end up with the UI design นะครับ for the proposed system นะครับ so you present 3 things together so that means นะครับ the work that you submitted to me นะครับ especially for assignment number 1 it is in Word if it is in Word document form please change it or convert it into PowerPoint please นะครับ and then make like these all 3 assignments นะครับ to be in one presentation file only so that once you finish you have to submit this presentation to me นะครับ because I have to use it as just like the case study for the next term class as well ครับ okay I heard that someone would like to ask me for some question right it seems like someone turned on the microphone before
อาจารย์ it's okay ค่ะ I already get an answer
okay ครับเมลิน so นะครับ just like compile every assignment นะครับ 1 2 3 in one PowerPoint file only if you use what to say keynotes please convert it to PowerPoint for me so that it will be in the standard format นะครับ so that when I just like make it as the pool for the next term they can be able to access these kind of documents นะครับ okay so up to this point ครับ everyone do you have any questions let me see will you show us some sample question for final yes ครับ I can show you it's a case study anyway but one thing I want to tell you นะครับ write more than the midterm นะครับ the midterm exam and now result will be announced very soon นะครับ I'm sorry really sorry because I was so sick so I just like almost finished but I couldn't finish but as far as I found นะครับ many of you did the DFD very well นะครับ but some of you it seems like you didn't attend the lecture or whatever you did you understood DFD wrongly นะครับ but in terms of answer the questions นะครับ many of you answer the question very short for example when I ask you for the what to say agile you answer me with 2 sentences bear in mind นะครับ when you read the question นะครับ also read the score to how many points for that question for example when we talk about the agile นะครับ the score is 15 points but you just write down 2 sentences so when you write 2 sentences it means that you get like 4 or 5 points at most be careful นะครับ if it is the question like that and it worth 15% out of 100 นะครับ in that exam you have to answer longer because otherwise I don't understand what you are trying to tell me นะครับ and then don't try to skip any question when I give it to you because all the questions have the score นะครับ everyone okay นะครับ everyone any other question so far no more DFD ครับ in final no more it will be just like the case study questions only
อาจารย์ค่ะ
yes
you posted video already ใช่ไหมคะ
the video I post most of them already now I just like have actually if you can't find some I think right now I just like upload it onto YouTube already please search through my channels ครับ my channel name is Paramin Pekanan นะครับ you just use my first name last name to search and then
and which module going to be in the exam like from which one until
from the module after DFD ครับ until the last module that is project management
โอเคค่ะ
ครับ
Do we have to draw the UI ครับอาจารย์
UI yes
in the final, right?
Yes.
โอเคครับอาจารย์
Yeah, but
and
just
when
easy design. Yeah.
oh okay and when will the final exam be conducted ครับอาจารย์
The final exam will be on, I think you see on the Sky system ครับกิตติน it's just posted already. I can't
oh
remember.
according to
It
Sky
is,
right
I think
okay.
Tuesday the 1st of December.
โอเคครับอา
Tuesday
จา
the
รย์
1st of December. Just check in the Sky นะครับ if I'm not wrong นะครับ it should be the same time as our lecture 10 to 12. It will be done through Zoom นะครับ as usual and I'll proctor by myself.
โอเคครับอาจารย์
โอเคนะครับ so any other questions so far ครับ if no นะครับ everyone could you please turn on your camera ครับ so that I can capture the screen. Sorry for the noise today นะครับ I just know when they start doing the construction. I think it's the restoration of the room, I guess, from my brother.
I have question.
Yes ครับ Melin.
For my group, when can we talk with you about like the time that we can be present?
This afternoon is okay ครับ You have class this afternoon?
Can I chat line? No, I have around 4 to 6.
Line is okay ครับ Line is okay, no problem.
Okay.
Britin ครับ can you close the filter please? I want to see your face. Okay, yeah, it's you. Okay. Tasfia ครับ please turn on your camera. And Green Sak too, I think. Okay, Green Sak, I see you already. Sujina ครับ please turn on your camera. Where is Asher? Asher, where are you? Oh, okay. Sorry. You were in the middle of the screen. I see you already. Okay ครับ everyone. Then นะครับ if you have like further questions, Sujina, no problem ครับ Sujina. Pongamon, no battery. Okay, no problem. Okay. If you still have any other questions นะครับ just chat through the line messenger นะครับ Okay, everyone, you have a nice day นะครับ Take care and stay safe. We see each other again on this coming Thursday นะครับ Bye bye. Have a nice day. Bye.